What is going on, guys? Welcome to week number 2 of the NPA season, and we took the biggest L of all time last week, and we're gonna try and fix that. I'm not too happy about last week. Obviously, some of you guys, maybe in the comment section, were like, "Oh my God, Sin, you suck balls," or "You should just quit." Blah blah blah. This guy's not a quitter. I ain't no quitter. Plus, it would look really bad on my roommate Joe, and I don't really want to do that to him because he's a good friend of mine. So I'm here for the long haul, whether you like it or not. The Cedar Rapids Thundurus this week are going up against the Swamperts Strawhats, coached by the Lindomar, and he did not take the. He took one of the finest L's last week too. Unfortunately, you know that happens. Bad losses are gonna happen. Am I right?
Exactly.
Bad losses are gonna happen. You're not gonna bring your best stuff one week, and it's best to get it out of the way in week 1. So this week we're facing Lindomar. He's in our division, so this is the big match this week since it's in our division. And I pretty much built this team up with, well, we're here with Sped, and Sock is off doing things with his significant other, his girlfriend, and we wish him the best of luck in trying to have his fun times and whatnot. So he's not with us this week. We didn't fire him. No, we like him too much. Zoc, if you're watching this video, you're fine. Your job is secure. You're fired. You're fired.
Please don't fire me.
I'm not gonna fire you. You guys are too nice. You guys are too good. All right, so
thanks.
we on the top screen here, right above me, we have the team that I'm bringing, and then right beside me, onto my left, you see the team that he has on the dock that he could possibly bring himself. And we're going to start off here by saying this team was pretty tough to prepare for. The Mew is a big problem. Zygarde 10% is another big problem I see. Decidueye could be a problem, and so could Magneton. A lot of the Pokemon he has could be problems. Deontay, Mega Blastoise, Scolipede, Dugtrio, you know, those are big problems I see on the team. Malamar could be a problem with, I think what's its ability that makes it really freaking hard to compete with?
Contrary.
Oh yeah, that's right, Contrary Malamar. I was thinking it was Contrary, but I could have been wrong on something like that. But Rapidash is, it's a mad Pokemon, but it could still put in work if you just let it. Dugtrio could be another one that could be easily a threat, pending that we bring the right Pokemon for it to face. So right here, right above me, is the Pokemon that we're gonna bring this week. You can see all 6 of them right there on the showdown screen, but we're gonna go individually what we decided to do for this week. And first week, for this one, we're gonna start with Charizard X. Our first round draft pick that we did not bring last week, and I kind of regretted doing so, but that's okay because, you know, there was a lot of Pokemon that he could have brought that could have easily prepped for it. But this week we're gonna bring it because we're playing to win this week, and I see we're gonna go with a high attack, high speed. We gotta set this thing up. D-Dance, Earthquake, Roost, and Flare Blitz. Big hitter this week. What do you think?
I agree. After D-Dance, Earthquake, and Flare Blitz, he doesn't have much that wants to switch into it, and Zardex has natural enough bulk, even though we're not running any bulk investment. It has enough bulk where we should, for the most part, be able to just roost off the Flare Blitz recoil. And we could just continue just hammering hits into his team.
Yeah, so we pretty much got a Flare Blitz, Roost, Flare Blitz, Roost. That's pending if he brings in, just say he brings in like, let's say he brings in Deontay or something. Then it's like, oh shit, and then we gotta switch. And, well, I mean, we could Earthquake if we get enough D-Dances up, and it could maybe Oko, but that's really a stretch.
Yeah, a non-stab Earthquake into Deontay with base 150 defense. Maybe we get 2 or 3 D-Dances off, but
there's no way we live in a power gem.
Yeah.
No way we live a power gem. But I do like Charizard. I I mean, we didn't bring a dragon move for the simple fact that, I mean, what dragon move do we have?
I mean, we could have run Dragon Claw, but frankly, I don't think we really needed it. Quite frankly, he has two good fire resists. I don't think Rapidash is going to be coming, but his best two fire resists are Diancie and Mega Blastoise, and neither of them are going to appreciate. Well, Diancie will take, it'll still take a ton of damage from a +1 Earthquake, but I don't think it'll necessarily kill unless we can get some chip damage off on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But all in all, I think, especially with DD, Flare Blitz and Earthquake is all we really need to nuke his team. And then Roost is just there to help us with the longevity. Obviously, we got to be careful about Dougie, because he can, unless we have like 2 or 3 Dragon Dances off, he could very easily go in. He could easily sack something off and then go into it and trap us and kill us.
That's if we don't have any D-Dances up.
But, yeah, I mean, it's pretty fast, and I could see him bringing me the Focus Sash or Toy Scarf. Just because Zard, quite frankly, is going to give him some issues. Especially if DNC gets weakened. Like, other than that, he doesn't have that much. Like, I'm fairly certain Zydoch at +1 is just going to fall over to a Flare Blitz.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It falls over to anything. That thing's literally made of glass. Even at an Earthquake, I don't even know if Earthquake would kill, but it would be neutral at that point. Not even. I mean, yes, Flare.
I mean, I'm fairly certain it'll kill, but like, regardless of whether we go for the non-stab, not resisted Earthquake, or a stab Tough Claws boost to resisted Flare Blitz, all in all, I just don't think it's going to be a good Zard switch-in.
No.
So,
not many of his Pokemon are, to be honest, besides maybe Blastoise or Diancie, but we have the move pool to really kind of just toy with it a little bit. So next Pokemon we're going to bring in is Starmie, our new additional pickup for this week. We dropped Toxapex after some high considerations to drop it from a couple of outside sources outside the team. I ran it by the ACs like Sped and Scooter, and they seem to be really cool with it because Starmie is one tough son of a bitch to deal with. It has a high, diverse move pool, can get Thunderbolt, can get Signal Beam, which we did bring on this week, can get Ice Beam, it can get Psychic, has that nice speed boost, it's a good Rapid Spinner, can bring, I think it can bring hazards, but I'm not too sure, but it also is a hazard remover. This thing is just amazing, and considering that Toxapex wasn't really the best fit for the team, we decided to bring Starmie instead for the simple reason that we needed something that could hit.
Yeah, and just to clarify, Starmie, I'm fairly certain it doesn't get any hazards, but honestly, Starmie in and of itself is a hazard. Like, as he said, between its ridiculous move pool, it's got a great speed stat at 115, and while 100 special attack is kind of meh for a wall breaker, the fact that we're running Analytic and Life Orb means that we're going to be nuking stuff. And in case you're unaware, Life Orb gives us a 1.3 times damage boost on all of our moves. Granted, we're losing 10% of our health every turn. Every time we click a move, but between that boost and Analytic, which if they switch out, which means that we're guaranteed to be the last attacker of the turn, that's given us another Life Orb boost.
Hey, I think that's like a 2.6 damage boost.
Yeah, exactly. So,
which
I don't know
if I
think it's closer to like 1.9, but like, still, that's like double power for any of these moves at base 100 special attack is not that bad at all.
If we get,
honestly,
2.62, that thing, like Starmie could just, I think it could do it could do some serious damage, even like an Ice Beam to like Mega Blastoise, for example. It could still do some decent damage. I don't know. I don't know what the calc is on that off the top of my head, but considering that if it's 2.6, just say he switches in and it's regular Blastoise, regular Blastoise is not gonna even Signal Beam would do just as nicely.
Single beam or Scald. Like, honestly, he doesn't have that much on which into the combination of Ice Beam, Signal Beam, or Scald.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably the best thing would be maybe a Spadef EVO Light Magneton, which I don't think he brings. I think he brings an offensive variant to try to trap and kill our Ferrothorn, which, for reasons undisclosed, will not work. But, you know, all in all, I really like Starmie this game. It's great at punching holes through his team, and it's great speed tier. Aside from Scolipede, which we're not going to be staying in anyways, because Scolipede obviously can speed boost, and if we were cheeky enough to try to get a sub off, it can just freely click pin missile, which is super effective and will break the sub no matter what. Aside from that, Max Speed Timid Starmie speed ties at best with Zygarde, which is his next fastest mon on their team. So
good luck taking a hit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so next one we have, and we're going to bring in a Hitmontop. Hitmontop is one of the interesting ones. I didn't think we were going to bring it this week, but at the very surface of it, I didn't think I was going to bring it, but we looked a little deeper into it, and the priority move plus the other hazard removal that we have on there could make it so if we lose one, we could have the other still. We just got to play our cards right and make sure that we don't fall ourselves into a trap and miscalculate or anything like that. Bullet Punch would be nice to have priority just in case there's a low health damage mon that he switches into that he can easily outspeed, and then we surprise him with a Bullet Punch. And Close Combat would be nice for speed or for a nice power hit, because we do have a lot of attack investment. Rapid Spin for removal of hazards, and Earthquake just because we need another attack to just go off of.
Yeah, honestly, I really like this Hitmontop this week. Intimidate with the HP investment allows us to take on Zygarde, which, quite frankly, is going to be a massive threat against our team, just because Choice Band 1,000 Arrows, we don't really have too much that wants to switch into it. Honestly, the best mon that we have for that is either Ferrothorn or the Jumpluff that we didn't bring, but I didn't really like Jumpluff's matchup this week, so defensive Hitmontop I think is the way to go. Bullet Punch allows us to be a semi-effective lure for DNC. If it's low on health, we can just Bullet Punch it and get a clean 40% off if he's defensive. And then he doesn't really have that much that wants to switch into Close Combat. His best answer, quite frankly, is probably the Decidueye, which, again, we do have some other mons that can deal with it. Starmie, to an extent, can Ice Beam it. Zard, obviously, we click Flare Blitz, it freaking drops. But all in all, I really do like Hitmontop this week.
I do too. Yeah, just the moveset is just incredible, and I think the priority move we needed, but the one thing I do want to point a hole in our team is that we don't have a pivot, and I think that's what it really is going to hurt us this week. But and we can figure out ways to get around that, but we'll find out a way. I think this kind of hurts us this week because I don't think we have a U-turn or anything like that on Staraptor, which we'll talk about later. But next Pokemon we have is Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn was one of the small MVPs that we had last week, of what little MVPs we had. Ferrothorn and Regirock were probably the two biggest heroes that probably could have helped prevented this 6-0 last week, but they were the ones who kind of stuck it out the most. Ferrothorn, I'm going to try and get more of a balanced defensive set, give it 128 on the splits of the defense and special defense. The big item that we were talking about earlier was Shed Shell. Because we want to make sure that the Magneton doesn't have Magnet Pull, and that would be devastating for Ferrothorn. No matter how much this plays out, Magneton would be if we didn't put Shed Shell on it, it would be devastating for us. And
exactly.
Especially for how much we only have one attack move on this thing, and the rest is just, hey, it's set up or it's to try and save our asses, whether one of the two, to try and
basically
pretty much like to reveal moves and stuff.
Yeah, basically the whole point of Ferrothorn is that, quite frankly, I thought it was necessary that we brought a water resist, because otherwise Mega Blastoise is bulky as hell and can literally just spam Mega Launch and boosted water balls against the rest of our team. And the reason why I really like Shed Shell is, again, it makes it so that we actually act as a reliable check for Magneton, depending on what it choice locks itself into. Granted, if it clicks HP Fire, obviously we won't necessarily appreciate that, but all in all, I thought it was incredibly important that we keep Ferrothorn around this game, just being able to check Mega Blastoise. Granted, Aura Sphere is going to hurt, but we can Leech Seed protect shenanigans. We can get up rocks, which pressures the rest of his team.
Yeah, I don't see one of his Pokemon that wants to take rocks, except for maybe Deontay.
Like, rocks is just gonna help Zard sweep late game, and honestly, his best / only hazard removals are Defog Mew and Rapid Spin and Mega Blastoise, and if he's wasting turns clicking Rapid Spin on this, we're just getting more recovery back, not to mention he's gonna be taking that Iron Barbs damage. So, all in all, I feel like Ferrothorn is great mon this week. Gyro Ball, I felt like, was the only attacking move that we necessarily needed, just because he doesn't have that much that resists steel. Aside from the Rapidash, which, again, I don't think is going to be coming this week, his only steel resists are Mega Blastoise and Magneton. And Magneton, we're not staying in on anyways. And Mega Blastoise,
we could easily stay on anyway and just Leech Seed.
Yeah, we could just Leech Seed and just be as scumbaggy as possible, just sap health away.
Right. So the next Pokemon we got on the list here is Staraptor. One of the Pokemon that I thought if we would have played right, we could have at least narrowed down the differential. But we're gonna go more of a reckless. We're gonna go reckless this week, so we can take less recoil, because I know taking a third recoil does not do us any favors. But also, we're going to put some more attack investment in the Staraptor to kind of make up for that less damage. So I think what Reckless really does is it takes the Pokemon to damage has 1.5 power. It boosts the power up to, like, maybe, what would that one time? What's 33 times 1.2? That would be almost like 40-ish%. That'd do almost half damage.
Yeah, probably about, yeah.
But if we close combat, recoil damage.
Well, we wouldn't take recoil damage.
No, there's no recoil, so it would do 1 point. It would do 1.5 power. But we also have Substitute and Roost to kind of make up for the recoil.
The whole point of this set basically is that it makes it so that Scolipede has to be much more careful about dealing with us. Rather than being able to just sub-protect shenanigans against us, trying to get the speed boost. And because at first, if we don't take any damage, he's not going to know what item we are. And especially if we lead off with this thing, he's probably going to assume that we're just Choice Scarf Staraptor, just there to spam the living crap out of Brave Bird. But basically, the idea is that he protects turn 1 to guarantee that he gets a speed boost. He outspeeds Scarf Staraptor. We click Substitute, right? And then at that point, we can kind of just start screwing up his shit, because he doesn't have too many burn flying resists. I believe his only flying resists are Magneton and Deontay. Magneton will not appreciate a close combat, and Deontay will. Granted, it's not super effective, it's neutral, but close combat from a max attack Jolly Staraptor is still going to do a decent chunk.
Even on a Scolipede.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then last move, Roost, because basically we want to try to keep this thing around as long as possible. It's great at pressuring his team, and honestly, I really think Staraptor can put in a great amount of work this week. It played correctly. So
absolutely. So the last Pokemon we're gonna bring here is Golurk, and this one I think he doesn't really have much of an answer to. I know he's probably expecting it, but that's the whole point. We bring a Pokemon that he at least expects, and then one that is tough for him to prepare for. We could take a few Pokemon off the board right then and there.
Basically, the whole point of this Golurk set is that if something happens to Zard or Starmie, this late game can actually set up and win. Assuming, of course, he doesn't bring the proper coverage on Scolipede, we can freely set up on that. If he brings Magneton, which I definitely think he should, we could set up on that because it's the best move it gets to hit Golurk would be HP Ice, and I don't think he's going to bring HP Ice because I think he's going to try to bring HP Fire to capitalize on trying to get rid of Ferrothorn as soon as possible. And with our speed investment, after a single Rock Polish, we outspeed everything on his team, barring random Scarf Mons. After 2 Rock Polishes, we guarantee to outspeed everything. We wanted Max Attack Adamant just for that max damage. He doesn't have much that wants to switch into Earthquake or Stone Edge. And then last move, we wanted to go Iron Fist boosted Shadow Punch. With the Ghost EMZs, we could use Never Ending Nightmare because, quite frankly,
he has Never Ending Nightmare either.
He has exactly one Mon that will take it, and that's Dodrio. And frankly, I don't think Dodrio is coming. We have a lot of Mons on our team that we didn't necessarily bring this week, but definitely check it well between Ferrothorn. Well, Ferrothorn is coming, but we could easily take a jump kick and blow it back with a Gyro Ball. Galvantula can be Choice Scarf or Focus Sash, and we can just click Thunder. Sneasel can Ice Shard it. Regirock can take any hit and fire back with a Stone Edge or a Rock Slide. Honestly, I don't think Dodrio is coming, which means if that's the case, we set up a Rock Polish or 2, and then we kind of just
Stone Edge
deal a ton of damage. Yeah. Stone Edge, Earthquake, everything, and if Mew becomes a problem, we could easily just throw off a Never Ending Nightmare, which, while I know Shadow Punch is fairly weak, and I don't think Iron Fist will factor into the Shadow Punch damage for when we click Never Ending Nightmare. But fact of the matter is, we're Max Attack Adamant, and he has 0 Ghost Resist.
Yeah.
So it's honestly just there as a nuke. If something's a threat, we can just decide, okay, you need to die now.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Dwindle down damage and try and say, nuke the whole planet for the whole, especially for Mew and Decidueye. If we could get, like, I don't know if we'd outspeed a Decidueye. Well, we could actually with that speed boost, but I don't know if he's going to put speed investment into his Decidueye. Probably not. I
can double check, but I'm fairly certain at +2 we'd even outspeed Scarf Decidueye.
Yeah, so if we get a couple Rock Polishes up, we could even Shadow Punch a Decidueye and that thing would die. Yeah,
pretty much. Like, Decidueye doesn't have the greatest defense.
No, it doesn't. That's its weak point. And for a physical Pokemon like Golurk, then it would be absolutely wonderful if we got like a Shadow Punch off. Like, even on a switch-in, like, just imagine if we didn't even, like, if we had just one Rock Polish up and he just decides, oh fuck, I'm gonna switch into Decidueye just to get the type advantage. I Shadow Punch just right away, not even using Ghostidium Z because I want to save that for the Mew or whatever. Thing's fucking dead.
Yeah, like with the Iron Fist boost, Iron Fist and Stab, I'm fairly certain Shadow Punch reaches like base 130 power.
Yeah, it's pretty much dead at that point. I'm pretty sure it OHKOs.
After the Iron Fist and Stab boost, Shadow Punch is base 108. So
108%.
Yeah, we're pretty much killing that thing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what we have for our team build this week. I'm hoping we can at least turn it around somewhat and not get our asses totally kicked. It's all about taking our losses from last week and learning from them and trying to take them one step at a time. We had a few Pokemon in mind. We thought about bringing Sneasel this week again, but we have a few Pokemon that have priority moves already. It's like Hitmontop. We have a few speedy Pokemon like Staraptor and Starmie, the 2 stars of the team. Get it? I'll just see myself out. Anyway, Charizard. This is your starting lineup. We have Charizard X. We have Starmie, Hitmontop, Ferrothorn, Staraptor, and Golurk as your starting lineup for this week. We're gonna see what we can do against Lindamar, and I will see you guys in the next video. Spetty, any last words?
Go Cedar Rapids Thundurus!
Yes, go Cedar Rapids Thundurus. Yeah, we're about to go and put ourselves up a good match against Lindamar. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.
Deuces.